Welcome to The Velvet Story, where every tale is stitched with emotion, tradition, and the slow unraveling of the human heart. Today, we begin A Knot Between Strangers, a tender story about duty, uncertainty, and two souls bound by family before they ever understood each other. When Kohaku Aihara learns she's been promised to Ren Tachibana, a quiet classmate she barely knows, her life takes a turn from soft routines to stiff ceremonies and silent conversations. But not all nuts are meant to strangle. Some slowly hold two people together. This is Chapter 1 and 2, set in Vows, and A Ring with No Sparkle. Chapter 1, set in Vows. Kohaku Aihara sat at the breakfast table, her chopsticks lightly tapping against the side of her bowl. The soft clink was the only sound in the room as sunlight streamed through the open shoji screens, bathing the dining area in a warm morning glow. Her mother, always so composed, sipped her tea with a secretive smile. "Kohaku," she began gently, setting her cup down, "we've found you a husband for you." The words slipped out so naturally, so casually, that for a moment, Kohaku didn't even process them. She nodded absently, her eyes on her rice. Then her mind caught up. She blinked. "Huh?" Her mother's smile widened. "You're getting married. The Tachibana family has agreed." Kohaku's chopsticks dropped with a sharp clack. Married? Her father looked up from his newspaper, as calm as always. "Yes, the arrangements are complete. You'll meet Ren this weekend." Kohaku stood up so fast her chair scraped against the floor. Her heart thudded wildly in her chest. Ren Tachibana? That quiet guy from school? I barely even spoke to him. Her mother nodded, unbothered. "He's grown up to be very respectable. His family owns several companies. He's responsible, quiet, and never once got into trouble. A perfect match." Kohaku stared in disbelief. "You want me to marry a stranger because he has good grades?" Her father folded his newspaper. "We trust you'll understand. He's a good man. You'll learn to get along." Learn to get along? Was she a child being introduced to a babysitter? Later that night, Kohaku lay in bed, staring up at the ceiling with blank eyes. Her pillow was still damp from earlier when she'd screamed into it for 10 minutes straight. Married? In 2 weeks? Her thoughts spiraled wildly. Her life had been peaceful. She had just started job hunting. She liked books, baking, and playing mobile otami games where the boys were fictional and the romance could be turned off with a tap. And now she was about to enter a real marriage? Her heart sank. Arranged marriages felt like a thing of the past, or at least something that happened to someone else. Not her, and definitely not with Ren Tachibana. She remembered him from school, distant, quiet, effortlessly handsome in that cool, untouchable way. The kind of guy who made girls nervous with just a glance. And when he did speak, it was always short, polite, and a little cold. Kohaku rolled onto her side with a groan, burying her face in the pillow. This wasn't happening. It couldn't be happening. The day of the meeting arrived faster than she expected. Kohaku dressed in her soft peach kimono, her hair tied neatly by her mother's careful hands. Her heart felt like it was trying to escape her chest as she knelt in the traditional tatami room of the Tachibana family's estate. Her eyes fell on the man sitting across from her. It really was Ren. He was even taller now, more refined, dressed in a tailored dark gray kimono that made him look like he belonged in a historical drama. His black hair was neatly brushed, his posture straight, expression unreadable. Their parents exchanged warm greetings and polite smiles. Tea was served. Kohaku tried not to spill hers from trembling hands. Ren looked at her once, briefly. She looked down immediately. "Kohaku, Ren's father said smoothly. "We'll give you two a few minutes to speak alone." Their parents stood and moved to a nearby room, leaving the sliding door half open, enough to give them space and enough to still hear everything. Silence settled like a weight between them. Kohaku didn't know where to look. Ren broke it first. "I suppose we should introduce ourselves again," he said softly. His voice hadn't changed much, still calm, low, and a little distant. Kohaku gave a small bow. "Aihara Kohaku, I'll do my best." He nodded. "Tachibana Ren, likewise." Another silence. She peeked up at him through her lashes. He was watching her, not coldly, not warmly, just watching, like he was trying to figure her out. Kohaku clutched her hands tightly in her lap. "You don't have to agree to this, you know," she said suddenly, surprising even herself. "If you don't want to." He raised an eyebrow slightly. "Do you want to back out?" She hesitated. "I don't know." Ren looked at her for a long moment before answering. "Neither do I. But I think our parents are hoping we'll try." He wasn't wrong. Kohaku lowered her gaze again. There was no pressure in his words, no forced charm or coldness, just calm honesty. And somehow, that was harder to deal with. The door slid open a bit more as their parents re-entered. "Looks like you two got along," Kohaku's mother said with a knowing smile. "Of course," Ren's father said proudly. "They're a perfect match." Kohaku's face burned. Perfect? They'd barely exchanged 5 sentences. But when she glanced at Ren again, he didn't seem uncomfortable. He simply sipped his tea, calm and composed. She wondered what he was thinking. Because she, for one, was a mess. That night, Kohaku lay in bed again. This time, she didn't scream into the pillow. Instead, she stared at her ceiling, her chest heavy. "So, this is it. This is how my marriage starts. Not with love, not even with friendship. Just two strangers tied by expectations and tradition." But somewhere in that quiet moment, she remembered Ren's face when he had looked at her. It wasn't cold. It wasn't distant. It was unreadable, but not unkind. And for now, maybe that was enough. Chapter 2. A Ring with No Sparkle. Kohaku stood in front of her mirror, staring at the tiny velvet box in her hands. Inside sat a delicate silver ring, thin, elegant, perfectly sized. It sparkled faintly under the light, but somehow it felt cold. She hadn't chosen it. Ren had sent it through his assistant the day after their meeting, along with a short note. "Let me know if it fits. Ren." No, "hope you like it." No, "looking forward to the wedding." Just confirmation. She slipped the ring on her finger. It fit perfectly. She sighed. How did something so beautiful feel so empty? Downstairs, her mother was humming cheerfully as she arranged flower samples on the table. "Kohaku, come help me pick the bouquet. We should keep it simple, right? Something soft and elegant." Kohaku nodded wordlessly and sat down. She wasn't sure what kind of bouquet matched a marriage with no emotions. Her mother noticed her silence. "You're still nervous, aren't you?" Kohaku gave her a small smile, the one she used when she didn't want to talk. "A little," Her mother patted her hand. "You'll be fine, sweetie. Love comes after marriage too sometimes. Your father and I barely knew each other, and look at us now." Kohaku looked toward the hallway where her father stood, watching the news, totally uninterested in flowers or rings. She wasn't sure that was the best example. The next day, she met Ren again. This time, it was just the two of them. A quiet cafe tucked away in a corner of the city. He had suggested it, plain, neat, and nearly empty. He was already there when she arrived, seated by the window, sipping tea like he was born in stillness. She sat across from him, unsure of how to start. Ren glanced at her hands first. "You wore it." Kohaku nodded. "It fits." "That's good." Another silence. She looked down at her menu, though she wasn't hungry.
The following days passed in a blur of quiet preparations. Dress fittings, family dinners, questions from relatives she barely remembered. And every now and then, texts from Ren. "Are you free for 30 minutes tomorrow? I'd like to finalize the ceremony script." Ren. "Do you prefer lilies or roses? I need to confirm the table arrangements." Simple, short, always polite. But he never forgot to ask her opinion. And somehow, that meant more than any long message ever could. One night, Kohaku found herself sitting by her window, phone in hand. She stared at Ren's last message. It might not be a love story yet, but it can still be a good story. She didn't know when he sent it, maybe in a moment of strange vulnerability, but it made her chest feel warm. She replied, only 3 words. Kohaku. "Let's try then." She stared at the message. Sent. And she didn't regret it. Not even a little. Kohaku wanted a love that bloomed naturally. Ren believed in comfort over romance. Yet here they are, 2 strangers tied by a thread neither of them pulled, trying to make sense of the silence between them. In this quiet beginning, there are no grand gestures. Just a ring, a seat across a cafe table, and a message that says, "Let's try then." Thank you for joining the Velvet Story for the opening of A Knot Between Strangers. If this beginning stirred something within you, leave a comment, share your favorite line, and subscribe for Chapter 3, where warmth might start to seep through the stillness. Until next time, stay tender, stay curious, and remember, even strangers can grow close, if the knot holds.